Hey guys, reading time. How is everyone? Good morning. Alrighty, month ahead. I know I've been like, oh my god, it's been a minute. But yeah, I have to get this month ahead for my masculines and my feminines. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do my feminines right now, and then I'll do my masculines. So month ahead for my divine feminines. So I was gonna do it how I did the Spanish version, but I can't remember how I did the Spanish version, so we're just gonna wing it. So just to make sure that this is your collective, I wanna first see what you're currently going through. We're just gonna get a couple, like 3 tarot, and see what you're currently going through, and then we'll break it down in a month ahead what's gonna be happening in, we've already kind of like passed your first week, but we'll see how it goes. If anything, I'll just do week 3, 4, and 5. No, I'm sorry, 2, 3, and 4. Alrighty. Main collective, what are you guys currently going through? Okay, so you guys could be 6 of Wands in reverse. You could be going through heartbreak currently. It's about revoked, offered, obsessed energy. Alrighty. So we have, wow. So clearly this collective, you are currently going through heartbreak of recent. We literally have the Knight of Cups in reverse. It's about unrequited love. And it's also about obsession, disappointment, revoked offers, manipulation. So you could have felt manipulated by this person, or love bombing energy. With the 6 of Wands in reverse is about pride before fall. So I do feel like maybe your ego got a little bit bruised in this connection. This is about self-centered as well, and narcissism. So you could maybe see this person as a narcissist. I'm feeling like maybe this was not that long ago. This is like very fresh kind of energy. But this is also about show off and being a follower. So you can currently maybe have this idea of this person that they are being a follower and they're not leading in their life how they should be, like that potential that they have, that divine potential that they have. You could feel that maybe they are vain, conceited. I feel like the biggest thing for this collective, you guys are very much in your mind having to do with this connection. And I feel to be able to get over it, you are maybe going over certain negative traits that this person has. Don't make it fit. But it's like literally those are the 2 first cards, and then we have 10 of Cups. So even through all this, you still believe that this person is your end stop, is your divine love. Maybe even it's like you're trying to keep that logical side, with that negativity, but at the same time, you're kind of like 6 of Cups reminiscing over this 10 of Cups energy that you thought that you were having with this person. You know what I mean? Don't make it fit. Even though, you feel this heartbreak, you feel the manipulation, you felt obsessed and disappointed over this connection, you felt harmony, you felt blissful relationship, you felt peace and fulfillment with this connection. Do not make it fit. The biggest thing I'm feeling for this collective, you guys maybe this is why this month ahead came to you guys, because usually when I do month aheads, it's more of, I haven't really tapped into like kind of like that big love part of that month ahead. I usually tap into just, evolution, growth evolution with it. But clearly this poor collective, you guys are like in the midst of this breakup and this heartbreak, and it's consuming you to the point of obsession, and I feel like you're needing answers. So I think we're going to do our first like big love month ahead energy. So let's go ahead and confirm these, and then we'll break it down accordingly. 6 of Wands. I feel like this is how you're seeing this person. Whoa, 2 came out. So we have a few weeks. So this could have happened a few weeks ago. This is about letting go of control and celebrating life though, and having fun. Could also be that maybe in a few weeks this will start to dim down. But this is about three of coins in reverse, not learning from the past. So clearly you've been burnt a couple of times with this kind of behavior and this kind of energy. Burnt in love a couple of times is what I'm hearing. Maybe with someone that is always uncommitted, or you always end up doing it alone. There could have been third party interference because this is about third party friction. Maybe that's where also that logic side of your brain is like, oh, they're a narcissist, they're this disappointment, they're just vain, conceited, self-centered because they went to someone else. It's the lack of interest that maybe you started to see in this person. Also, I am hearing it could have been that maybe you've been, in this roundabout with this person a couple of times, just because I'm staring at that, not learning from past mistakes. And I don't know, it just came to my mind. Maybe you've given this person another chance, and that's where that disappointment comes over you again. It would explain this Ten of Cups, but that I heard that specifically. Let's get Knight of Cups. But good things come to those who wait. Perseverance, long-term view. It's like, even though you are disappointed and heartbroken, I feel like this collective, I feel like that it will come into fruition when it's supposed to. And I feel like, that there's patience needed here. But also I am hearing, that obsessed is like really sticking out to me. I feel like this collective, maybe because you're kind of like in that 50-50 energy right now with this person. You feel like they're conceited, they're self-centered, they're narcissist tendencies. You're not learning from the past, having to do with this kind of energy, the being a follower energy or the egocentric energy. You're heartbroken again, but it's like there is, but at the same time, that other 50 is like, I know that this will come into fruition when it's supposed to. It's like, in a way, you're kind of like mocking up your projection, because you still see this person as that energy, that negative energy, but at the same time, you want that fulfillment with them. You know what I mean? And I feel like you haven't given up on your love life, which is beautiful, but I feel like the biggest thing that, and we'll tap into it and we'll get details, but I feel like the biggest thing that is going to be showing up for this collective is you guys are needing to work on your self-love and your growth. And maybe I'm hearing Archangel Michael already, so I feel like maybe this person was distracting you a little bit, having to do with your own abundant timeline. If you believe in your core that this will come into fruition at one point, then, and that you have to persevere, and there's this long-term view that you have more with the Seven of Coins. It's like that Seven of Coins for me is kind of like when we have that 4D vision, but we see it so much in the 3D. But yeah, let's keep going. And then, for some reason I'm being called to not do a month ahead for you guys and just tap into this. But we'll see how it goes. Ten of Cups. Just because of the heaviness here, but we'll see how it goes. Like, I feel like you guys are very down right now. Wow. So literally, Ten of Cups, Ten of Swords in reverse. So changing the outcome, regeneration of a relationship, making a comeback, reconciling. So even though you see this person as literally what I just said, you feel like this will, the completion of this, it will come back around you. It will come back around to you. This harmony will be restored. This blissful relationship will be, will come to fruition again. It's just a cycle that you have to go through, which I'm not going to lie, it's a very, I feel it's a very mature and a very, logical way to see this. You're understanding that there's certain things that maybe certain cycles that you do need to come that need to come full circle in your life before this comes into fruition. But there's still a little bit of that negativity that we need to release of how you're viewing this person. And I understand that everyone, we have these layers that we have to go through in this journey. You know, it's part of it, but it's more trying to, you know, get you guys to understand, or maybe you guys seeing it through, if you are seeing this person as vain, if you're seeing this person as conceited, if you're seeing this person as self-centered, if you're seeing this person as a disgrace, as a narcissist, as a show us, as an egocentric, as them being a follower, is that really what you think you deserve? You know what I mean? Isn't it, you know, maybe, and if you've been burned so many times, as I said before, having to do with love, having to do with this kind of energy, why do you, you know, it's more the reflection of why do you keep calling them in? What is it that you need to work on to be able to call in the right kind of love? You know what I mean? And also, if this is, and I'm not even gonna, like, I don't want to say it, but at the same time I want to say it. If this is, let's just hypothetically, if this is a divine connection, remember that what you are projecting, what you think, you're projecting into your threads with your person. So you're putting that negativity onto them as well. It's kind of like limiting them. And I'm not saying this to, it's like altering or, you know, energetically manipulating. No, it's literal projection. Would you be with a would you be like this? You know what I mean? If you knew that there were certain traits of these that you had embodied in you, which, as I always say, projection usually means it's because that there are certain traits that we ourselves embody that we need to work through, actually. And I'm not saying that you guys are conceited. No, there's certain parts of our mask, that's the ego, that show that we need to work on as well. And that by working on them, if this is the divine connection, then it will be, you know, you would be pulling onto their thread and you know, shifting that energy through your threads, but doing it in the right way. You know what I mean? And then that right connection, that right energy would be coming into fruition. Not in, this is, you know, this Knight of Cups and the Seven of Coins, it's literally like, I feel like this collective, you don't care how they come in, you just want them to come back. You know what I mean? Even though you understand that there are cycles. 10-10, you could be seeing 10-10 a lot. But this collective, you know, there is kind of like this logical side of you, but at the same time, there's this wishful side of you wanting them back so bad. You know what I mean? Don't make it fit. If that's not your energy right now and you are in pissed off end mode and you just don't want to see them, this is not your reading. I am feeling here that you guys, you want this person back eventually. And if it's sooner, better. Let's get one last one. I think I'm going to have to not do a... Well, I'm not even... Let's just go. Let's just do this. Actually, and it's been a long time since I've done that. I want to see your guys' vision of how you're viewing this person and how you're feeling towards this person and emotionally as well. Oh my God. You guys need to see how my candle is right now. Oh, of course now it's going to stop. But it was like fuming. Look at that. It doesn't want to show it. Look, I literally move it and it starts doing it and then I just stop it. It was like, there was smoke, black smoke coming out of it. It's draining you. That's what I'm feeling with that. It's draining you. But, yeah, I like feel, and literally it just dimmed down. So it's like this connection, this obsessive thinking, you know, this connection and just this focus on this person is dimming your light. Last one. Please do not make it fit. There's a reason why I go into detail with these. I am going to get into more detail though, but this is nice. This is nice. But still, I feel just because of this Three of Coins that you're not learning from certain mistakes in the past, I feel like there's still certain, and it could be core wounding that you're having to go through right now. Maybe you're going through abandonment issues. We're gonna tap into the connection. But I feel like this collective, you know, even it's literally what I said. Even though this person did all of these things to you, their masked version, and you ended up hurt and heartbroken and disappointed, you still have this positive, like literally the only positive cards here are three. Literally only three. We have the 7 of coins, the 10 of cups, and the 5 of coins in reverse. It's about looking ahead, positive changes, rebuilding, acceptance, recovery, and a turning point. I feel like this is a little bit more of the hopes of this collective, you know, that this will turn around at some point. I literally put that over that heartbreak. So I do see that as maybe you guys are trying to be more aware of your wounds and scars and trying to work through them, but still there's still that 3D outlook of I want this person with me now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You need to be in divine, it's hidden. Your divine feminine energy is hidden. Your divine feminine energy is hidden still. You need to be in that stillness, in that, you know, I don't chase, I attract energy. Yes, be positive, but that's, you know, my advice. It's not that it's not there. It's just a little bit hidden. You just need to, you know, ignite it a little bit more. Alrighty. Let us get into it. So I want to see how you guys are feeling towards this person, and I'm going to get emotion cards as well. I want to see their fear on the bottom. I want to see how you guys genuinely feel towards this person. And then, actually, I want to first tap into your connection. I want to tap into your connection just to make sure. Let's see currently, universally, how the universe is currently seeing your connection. All right. Currently, how is this connection currently? Whoa. First one. Let's actually, I'm going to get my little dice, actually. I want to see how long it's been since your separation. Like, how long since I'm not hearing that long. Like, I'm hearing maybe a couple of months. I'm kind of feeling like it's kind of like the first kind of waves. Like, I feel there's a new wave coming in. Let's see. How long? Disconnection, breakup. How long? Wow, 5. It could have been 5 months ago or 5 weeks ago. I am hearing both here, but deeply, just because of this, you know, this is like very fresh. But deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. I feel this heavy in your energy. Could be that both of you are like this right now, but so confirmation. Clearly, there could have been certain abandonment issues that have been arising right now. Again, I'm seeing that not learning from the past, but fear of abandonment, codependency. You could have felt very codependent in this connection. I feel like it kind of like hit you like a ton of bricks. But confirmation to what I said before, I feel like this is kind of like that initial breakup of the connection. Maybe you guys did have a couple of moments or a couple of reunions, or maybe just 2, and you know, you guys are in that initial, maybe this is the longest that you guys have been in that separation. Maybe if it was 5 weeks or it was 5 months, you know, I feel like it could be both one of 2 for maybe this collective. Or some of my collective, it's been 5 months, or in some of my collective, it's been 5 weeks. But when the chaser comes out, I feel like that is like very initial of the relation, very initial of the connection, you know, of the journey. You know what I mean? There's still certain things that need to be healed, having to do with that codependency and that fear of abandonment. And even how I'm speaking, you know, remember that I confirm how you're feeling, not tell you how you're feeling. So even how I'm speaking, I feel like I'm speaking to kind of like a newer collective. Wow. So you guys could have been engaged, or you could have been speaking about engagement, but commitment, eternity, the union. All right, let's get 2 more. Your current connection, universally current. Wow, and there's the 2 more. Whoa. So you could be in a married connection. And again, what did I say with that projection? But the snake. Every time I see the snake, I do see kind of like that third party interference. But competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other man, the other woman, and mirror. So clearly this connection, you know, has brought up certain wounds that you had from the past. Relationship reflect our wounds, introspection. Maybe that's when you start to introspect, but mirroring each other's self-image. So you guys both could be working through, or have to work through, certain self-love. Sorry, I have to sneeze. Oh God. Hold on. Sorry about that, but that sneeze was like killing me. But yeah, going back to this mirror energy, every time I see that mirror, I feel like there's certain things having to do with self-worth that need to be worked on separately. But yeah, you could feel like this is very mirrored, Yuna. And whenever I do see that as well in the connection, you guys could have the same kind of traits. Again, confirming what I said with that 6 of Wands in reverse. I'm not saying that this collective, you are conceited, or you are a narcissist, or you are a follower. You're anything but that. If I'm having to do a reading for you guys, it means that you're not a follower. You just need to, you know, activate that leader within you, that King of Wands within you. You just need to work through it. You need to work through your leader energy. And this person as well. All right, let's confirm heartbroken. So this needs time to heal. So clearly this is what needs to be, you know, healed. This is what needs time to heal. Also, this is about cycles as well. So I do believe that maybe you guys have had a couple of cycles already. But this is about progress when you take the time to heal. We will get into everything. I know that sometimes when I see this clock, I see like there is, like it's been a while, but because of how, you know, this is the first card of your connection, that heartbroken energy. So again, what I feel in the connection, what is predominant in that connection is that heartbreak. And with that chaser energy, what I said before as well, because that chaser energy comes over us when we are in that beginning stage of that connection, you know, of what we have to heal. This is what is brought up to our attention to, you know, reflect and see what we need to heal. And that does take time to heal. You know, average, you know, heartbreak, you know, and release of someone is to the point of, you know, not missing them so much, or even, you know, releasing their energy. And more if there was like a sexual connection, it takes, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 3 to 6 years maybe to like totally release them out of your energy. I'm not saying it's going to be like 3 to 6 years for you guys, but that depends on how, you know, you work through your wounds, and everyone has their own timing. And just remember, the universe will never, you know, anything that is meant for you will never pass you by. The universe will always work in your favor to realign you with whatever is meant for you, but in the right way, in the way that it's not going to be unhealthy, or it's not going to be, you know, maybe putting you in that heartbreak again. And the only way that they do that is by activating you through working through your self-love, you know, and really being in your power and working through that, you know, balancing out your divine feminine and divine masculine energy, and being your self-sufficient, independent person, and not having that, you know, it's finally having that release of that 3D expectation of when is this coming into fruition, and just believing, being in that sovereignty. But it does take time, but it can happen. So just don't lose hope. Chaser. Wow. But again, there it is, Chaser. It's for you to activate through your happiness, through working through your evolution, through your own stability, through your own permanence, your oneness. There's that oneness. That Chaser is activated so that you can work on your oneness. This is about enjoying each other. You know, I do feel like you guys are maybe reminiscing on certain... I was seeing my Six of Cups for a reason. You guys reminisce on, you know, the beautiful moments that you had, that 10 of Cups with this person, but this is more to activate that, you working on your oneness. Engagement ring is to focus on you expanding. That Chaser energy has nothing to do in your energy. You know what I mean? That Chaser, you are not a chaser. You need to activate that leader within you. Through expansion, through your own happiness, through your own joy, your own playfulness even. Engagement ring. And this person as well. They could have abandonment issues as well. Wow. So clearly this was something. Literally, this is engagement and wedding rings. So I feel like this collective, you were speaking about this commitment with this. And you could have even been planning a wedding. I'm hearing it for a reason. You know, you did have that 10 of Cups. So you could have been planning a wedding, but also this says this wedding ring is about soul connection. Clearly you feel like this is a soul connection as well. This is also universal. So I do feel like it is a soul connection, and more with that Chaser that came out. I want one more for engagement ring and wedding rings. Wow. But healthier choices. Making health, self-love, self-care. This is not the time to focus on this eternity, on this union. It's time to focus on your self-love, your self-care, on being happier, you know, choosing, making healthier choices in love and in life. Removing that outdated thinking and conditioning, replaying events. Snake. Not liking you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Could be that maybe you see this person as a snake, you know, as that malicious. If you're seeing them as that Six of Wands energy in reverse, you know, it could be that maybe you're seeing this person as a little bit, you know, malicious. Not malicious, but a little bit clever. But fun, flirting, wanting to date. One more. This is universal. I feel like maybe... I want one more for the snake. Who is the snake? Addictions. But we have addictions here. This is about codependent. Another having to do with codependency. Another one having to do with possession. Obsession, I'm sorry. But this is also about possession, controlling. And this is the block that you guys have. This malicious energy, the snake energy, the other man, the other woman, or even, you know, just sabotaging nature of snake energy. Your sabotaging nature, their sabotaging nature has to do with a certain addictive thought pattern maybe, or I'm sorry, like my freaking incense keeps turning off. Hold on. But as I said before, maybe that thought pattern, you know, it's like they're the snake, but then I like them. The romance is blooming, but they're a narcissist. You know what I mean? That's that addictive thought pattern that maybe both of you need to clear out. That girl with the snake, there it is. It could be a third party interference, a fake empath. There. But certain addictive traits are needed to be worked on before this does come into fruition. And also, you could have had certain substance abuse or had maybe, oh my gosh. So both of you are looking at your photo. Both of you are missing each other is what I'm feeling. But looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, wanting to make new memories. It was sudden and unexpected. It could have been sudden and unexpected. But this is a surprise epiphany, upheaval, transformation, shocking news. You know, it could have came, if this breakup could have come over in a storm as well. But, yeah. Please do not make these fit. Do not make these fit. All right, hold on. Let's see. So I am going to be doing your month ahead, but I'm going to be doing differently because I want to be able to, you know, really get into how you guys feel about this person and how this person really feels about this person and what the universe is trying to get you to really focus on right now. But yeah, all right. So I want to see how you guys are currently feeling about your person, how you're viewing them, what emotions you're sitting on with this person. I want to get then their emotions as well and how they are viewing you as well. And then I want to get, you know, I think we'll get some dice. Well, no, actually, I'm going to do your month ahead, as I said before. We're not going to be breaking it week by week, or we could. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how, you know, Spirit wants me to really tap into this. I think I will also want to be able to tap into, this is going to be a long reading, so buckle up, get a snack, get water. I'm going to be getting into a lot of detail. I then want to get, I'm staring at my spider card from there. So I feel like this collective, there's this potential that you guys have to create that you guys need to really tap into. So I want to get, so we're going to do it like this. And maybe this is something that you guys have been starting to work on, really restructuring yourselves or reorganizing yourselves, just because of how, you know, remember, I tell you how you're feeling. I confirm how you're feeling. I tell you how you're feeling. So I tend to embody your energy. There's a structure that I'm wanting to put into this reading. So I feel like maybe you guys are working on your structure, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to tap into how you feel towards this person emotionally and, you know, generally, how this person feels about you as well. I'm going to get their true intentions and, you know, and what's going to happen in the future, or however it is that the source wants me to, you know, relay this message to you. But I also want to tap into your energy, just how the universe is seeing you, what the universe is providing for you lesson wise and stuff, just to really kind of get you going on your healing journey and really focusing on the right things that you need to focus on, you know, to get out of that heartbreak and to really see yourself how the universe sees you. But let's get into it. Alrighty, how this collective. So I'm going to do collective watching, divine feminine energy, our feminine collective. How is this collective genuinely feeling towards the person on their mind? Genuinely feeling towards the person on their mind. Wow. First one. All right, so we have the one, cosmic healing. There's this belief in this collective that you guys really are going through healing, which is beautiful. But we have the green light go. Children, I'm seeing that as inner child healing needed, but also you could feel like maybe in this connection your inner child really did come out to play, you know, and you felt like you could really show that side of yourself. But karmic connection. So this collective, even though you're seeing them as the one, it could be that maybe you feel or you know that there is a karmic interference in the way. You know, we did get that, you know, snake energy, that other, that third party also through that, that Three of Wands in reverse. Or was it Three of Wands in reverse? Or was it Three of Coins in reverse? In tarot, we did get that third party interference. But it could be also that you are feeling not, it's kind of like that, what I said before, that 50-50. You feel like they're the one, but maybe they were a karmic connection that you just needed to learn certain things from the past that you had having to do, certain things from the past that you weren't learning in the past, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of seeing 50-50 with that. And it's so crazy because literally this is how usually in the beginning of, you know, that activation of this journey, this is how you usually see your masculine. You see them as the one. And then that starts to dim down because you start seeing yourself as the one. So I'm saying that for a reason. The one. Wow. Confirmation. You clearly feel like you are in a twin flame connection. But it's funny because literally twin flames came out. We never come in, there's never that reunion as a twin flame. The twin flame is what activates us into this connection, into this, you know, the seeing the world how it truly is through the magic of the universe. It's beautiful. Really activates that kundalini. But it's as divines that we come in, as balanced divines, to balance yin and yang energy. It's in a balanced way because we already go through so much heartbreak and so much sorrow. It's literally that activation of that twin flame connection is really that last piece of trauma or last puzzle piece of trauma that our body can endure. And that's where that activation happens. But confirmation to what I said before, I do believe this is kind of like that initial stage of the connection. Don't make it fit. Cosmic healing. So married is big. If you guys were really planning this, you know, and even you could feel like maybe if you feel like they're a twin flame and you know about this journey, then you could know. And it's funny because literally I'm staring at that third party on this other deck, you know. Look, that third party one. Look, I'm going to show you guys. You see it right there? See, you see how it says third party right there? Like I'm staring at that. So I do believe like maybe there is a third party situation in the middle. But anyways, cosmic healing, I feel like maybe, you know, you feel like this person is going through cosmic healing. You're going through cosmic healing over this, you know, connection, this divine connection. I feel like maybe this collective, you feel like, and it's funny because literally in the beginning stages, it's kind of like that belief that you guys are connected. And yes, you are, but the reality of it, and I'm not trying to upset you guys or anything, is that usually the runner is that avoidant. And what tends to happen in the journey is, you know, the chaser, you know, you guys tend to think that, you know, this person is longing and craving you because you are at the same time. And it's kind of like that 5D connection, when in reality, we have to tap into their energy. When in reality, I feel like they are maybe, if it's the beginning of this connection, I don't feel like this person could be activated yet. You guys activate before they do. Let's get one more. But distance, you guys could be at a physical distance right now. Emotional for sure. Green light, go. Wow, that was religion wanting to come out. Maybe been having certain intuition of maybe really tapping in. If this, and I was going to say that, but I was like, no, I don't think so. This collective, that chaser came out and you guys saw. I really hope you guys aren't, you know, blowing up this person's phone. If you had that chaser in the connection, how the universe is seeing you, clearly that's what you need to work through. That codependency and that obsessive thought pattern, you know, and even, you know, that literally that chasing energy, you know, wanting to search for answers or wanting to get that closure. And usually this is what I always say. When the universe removes certain people or situations from our life, it's because they are kind of protecting us into not getting, you know, even more hurt. You know what I mean? So if you are currently maybe spying, I want to say spying, but if you're looking at their photos constantly, and you guys did get that with that mirror, you guys are looking at your photos constantly, so you're energetically chasing. If you guys, and it's kind of like evil eye energy, but even though it's not in the malicious way, it's still evil eye because you're still tapping into their energy without their permission. You know what I mean? And vice versa. But if you are having to work through certain chasing energy, certain codependency energy, fear of abandonment energy, you know, always having to be the one to reach out because you are the one who always wants to resolve the issue instead of seeing that, no, I didn't do anything wrong, or however it is that you want to view this. I do not deserve this kind of treatment. I will not indulge in this. So this should not be in your energy. Please. There's a reason why I'm having to do this reading. You, in your mind, is, I feel like, and I'm going to get another one, but I feel like you in your mind, you're like, you know what? They're going through cosmic healing through this marriage or of this connection, you know, of this eternal love, even though there is physical and emotional distance. And maybe even it's this distance that's actually, it's because of this cosmic healing that they're needing, that this distance was put in for you guys. That could even be your thought pattern right now. So maybe I should be the one to put that olive branch and call this person. Please do not call them. You're only activating that chasing energy. You know what I mean? And again, there's a reason why I said I feel like this is the beginning stages of that. And we have mirrors on the bottom. So there could be a certain age gap. Even, you know, emotional maturity having to do with this. Let's get details. I'm getting my big dice. Let's see how big of an age gap this collective and the person on their mind. 5 years. Wow, you got a lot of fives. But transformation, 5 years. Maybe even it's kind of like I'm going to be the more mature person and give this olive branch. It's like, no, you need to, it's not the time. You need to work on that codependency and on that chasing energy. You're not a chaser. You're a divine feminine. You don't chase. You're supposed to be just attracting. Just sit in your stillness. You know what I mean? Children. Religion, but healing your inner child through spirituality is what I'm feeling. Seeing the red flags, you know, paying attention to the red flags. Also, maybe, you know, I'm hearing it for a reason, because with this children, what I said before, that I feel like maybe they bring out that childlike spark within you, and you kind of see, and it could be that now with this, you know, awakening that you've had with this twin flame, and that was crazy with that twin flame right there. Maybe, you know, you're really viewing spirituality, you know, it's kind of like that they activated this childlike spark into, you know, what this world really is, and there's this admiration for them because of it. I'm seeing both for that. Let's get one more. But no contact. But literally what I said before about, you know, how maybe there's certain things that happened after this separation. Maybe you saw certain readings, or certain things that happened in certain readings happened, and it's kind of like bringing that childlike spark back, having to do with your spirituality, the belief in it. But I do feel also that you are in a little bit in a confusion because you're still in that no contact. Karmic connection. Wow. So you could be in denial that this person is with someone right now. And it's so funny because literally look at that gray. It's literally the gray area. You know, it's not black and white. It's gray. I never noticed that. That never comes to my mind. But you could be in denial currently that, you know, it's kind of like denial of the reality of the situation. It's sad, but it happens. And there it is. So you could be watching their social media. They could be watching your social media. This is social media spying, lurking. Again, evil eye energy. All right, let's get your emotions. Let's get this collective's true, genuine emotions towards a person on their mind. Oh, first one. This is good, though. You're trying to surrender. I feel like that's the biggest thing, wanting to release the control. But let's get a couple more, because I'm feeling death energy, confirmation. But it's learning that endings are merely new beginnings. It may not feel like it now, and I feel like maybe that death energy is really pulling you down right now, you know, even though you are maybe trying to have that positive mindset. We're going to have to get those. I want to see what parts of your shadow are being activated with this connection currently. We're going to get that in a moment, and we're going to see theirs as well. But I'm seeing that, you know, that dark night of the soul energy, you know, really going through inner, like really core wounding right now. it's painful, and you know, it makes sense with that heartbreak. It makes sense with that, you know, Six of Wands. Genuine emotions towards the person on the mind. Wow, that was change wanting to come out, but it didn't. Forgiveness. So you are trying to be the better person. Get a couple more. And wow. I'm not gonna lie, like emotion wise, this is beautiful. Well, but there's that denial. But this is beautiful. So there's this, it's funny because I literally put that between, you know, the surrender and the death. I feel like this collective, you're trying to expand your mind a little bit more. You're really expand your consciousness and your awareness through surrender and letting this death and rebirth happen with your emotions. But wow. I'm not gonna lie, this is like, and love on the bottom. Like, and literally the trust, I put it between the death and the forgiveness. It's like, I just have to trust. I just need to let this go and let this rebirth happen through this forgiveness, through releasing resentment, knowing it's the only blocks the flow of love. This is really good. Last one. How they genuinely feel towards the person on their mind. And purpose. Whoa. But I feel like that's where it is. Like emotionally, and like I feel like these SJ Oracle deck is more like that logical side, where your emotions are like, I know this is what I feel I need to do. And I feel like maybe this could be, you know, through your emotion, that's where your intuition really activates and shows you, you know, what you need to work on. It's like the biggest compass that we have. And service on the bottom. Maybe you're really trying to focus on your emotions, but your mind gets in the way, is what I'm hearing. Last one. This is beautiful. This is, emotion-wise, it's beautiful. It's a great way to, you know, if you can keep, you know, maybe put focus on healthier choices. If you can keep that mindset as your emotions, I feel like, and be honest with yourself. Thought maybe there were certain trust issues that you had with this person. Last one. Oh, but there it is. And a little bit of grief. But overall, this is very good energy, emotion-wise. Like, I feel it's very, I want to say balanced energy, but it's very, you know, it's logical, not so logical. You know what I mean? It's weird. Because I feel like it contradicts to everything in the bottom, you know. I feel, though, there is a little bit more empathy towards this person than yourself. But this collective, you could really know about this universal magic. And really, you know, if Twin Flames came out, you clearly know about the journey. This is amazing. Emotion-wise, it's amazing. You just need to work on your mind. Alrighty. Oh, hold on. My candle just turned off. All right. Let's get into your shadow. I want to see what parts of your shadow are being illuminated right now. Through this, you know, this new awakening. Let's see what part of your shadow is being illuminated. Oh, wow. Unmasked truth. Wow. Whoa. So we have self-examination and revelation, confirmation, reflection, but the eye sees only what the mind is prepared to know. We have arrogance, humility, awareness, and growth. This is not seeing flaws hinders growth, no limits to learn and improve, boundaries. Explore feelings. So delve into insecurities and unresolved emotions, authentic closure and peace. But then we have breaking chains. This is the only way to overcome blocks is to confront them. So self-limiting beliefs. You're going through it right now. So let's see what you're unmasking. What truth is being unmasked? Wow, soul mirrors. And you got that. 3. This is second confirm. Open your heart and healing union. I'm feeling that as, you know, what I said before with that 6 of Wands in reverse. You know, if you're seeing this person as vain, conceited, you know, egocentric, self-centered, it's really contradicting how, you know, would you accept someone like that? Really? You know what I mean? More if you have been in the past burnt by this kind of energy before, you know, and I'm not saying that it's not that you're not realizing it. No, I mean, in the sense of if you see this person that way, why would you want them back in that way? You know what I mean? Instead of maybe seeing this is what they need to work through, this is what they need to learn to let go of, you know, and really, you know, heal that part of them as you guys. And then when this is supposed to come into fruition, it will come into fruition, but in the right way. Others reflect your own relationship with yourself. Arrogance. Ride the storm. Again, I feel like that's whenever I see that ride the storm, I see my dark night of the soul. But let chaos and turbulence cleanse your spirit. Purge, purify, and refine. It's that death energy. Ride the storm. So exploring feelings, divine juggling, master different aspects of yourself, both light and dark, progress and inner harmony. All right, let's get breaking chains. I do believe you are breaking chains, but let's see what you're breaking chains out of. Still certain things you need to work on. Finding wholeness, confirmation. Again, acceptance and inner peace. Bring together fragments that complete you. But again, self-worth energy. You need to work on your self-worth. Confirmation to what I said before. You both could have self-sabotaged in the past. You know, this is about overcoming resilience, but procrastination, negative self-talk, and fear of failure undermine your success. Sign. So biggest thing I'm feeling with this. So hold on. Actually, I'm going to get you. And I think I want to do this for the masculines as well. But no, actually, I want to do this for you only. Let's see what you need to focus on to really release this. Really heal this out. Just 3. 1, 2. Nature is perfect for that grounding. 3. So we have children. Oh my God, and you got, maybe you have kids. Maybe you have kids. Look at all the green here though. On divination. So I feel like maybe you're someone, maybe you've been called to, you know, and usually in the beginning stages of, you know, this journey, there tends to be moments where if you are indulging in, you know, tarot readings and such, and you're really being called to that, maybe you've had certain intuitive spurts, you know, maybe I should start doing it. Maybe I should start, you know, really activating that side of me, you know, your vision. You know, if you have this sight within you, if you have that 4D vision, it means that you know, and usually divines, you tend to, and again, and you got that with the, what's it called? Oh my God, what the hell? This was in it. This was in my emotion cards. You had the service one. So I feel like maybe you are getting certain intuition of maybe activating that side of you. Yes, do it. You know, start learning from it. And please, I beg of you guys. It's the worst thing that you can do, and more if you're still in that confusing state, and you're still, you know, a little bit in that vulnerability of wanting this to really come into fruition faster, that like with on ego's timing, not divine timing, you know what I mean? Do not read your energy. That is only going to put even more havoc in you. It's going to really put you into more confusion as well, because when we are reading someone's energy, we are, and it's, okay, so when I'm reading your guys' energy, there's no expectation of what's going to happen, you know, even though maybe I will have moments of being, you know, a little bit excited and stuff, but that's because I'm actually, you know, not absorbing. It's I can feel your energy. So you could be an exciting collective. You know what I mean? When we are tapping into our own energy, there is still going to be, and more even so if you haven't worked through outdated thinking or certain thought patterns, there is still going to be a little seed that is going to want to see what we want to see. You know what I mean? So that can actually put you into even more confusion, because you're actually thinking, oh, I'm reading my energy, but you're not, you're subconsciously, you know, kind of like sending the energy of what you want to see, and you don't even know it. So that just puts you into confusion. So because if something that you see doesn't actually come into fruition, what happens? You start doubting your own vision. You start doubting your own downloads. It's literally opening Pandora's box. There's a reason why I'm saying this. If you wanted to start indulging into this and focusing into this because you wanted to start reading your own energy, I would suggest you not do that. But, you know, if you are someone who tends to really absorb other people's energies, and you're needing to maybe, you know, that outdated thinking is having to do with, you know, collectives that you need around you to really start healing, because empaths, we are empaths for a certain period of time, but then we are supposed to really evolve into healers. Maybe the universe is really trying to activate you through that healing energy, but healing for as a service, not healing your own self with the divination. This divination is to heal others, not to heal yourself. To heal yourself, if you need to heal yourself, get a personal reading, or, you know, if you have a friend that can do personal readings, get a personal reading with their friend, you know. But I just felt like saying that for a reason. But then we have nature and children. So clearly maybe it could be that you have children, but also, you know, that childlike spark. Focus on your childlike spark. What makes you happy? What makes you be in that, you know... how can I say it? Because children are so, you know... I feel like they're so trusting, and they're so, you know... It's like they're so... It's the innocence of it is what I'm feeling. And with nature is grounding. Focus on grounding, you know. Whenever you're feeling heavy emotion having to do with this, whenever you're feeling like you need to... I just saw a butterfly transformation. But grounding. Go hug a tree if you need to go hug a tree. Focus on grounding yourself. Focus on your inner child and healing that inner child. And focus on maybe that divination, maybe really tapping into your own gifts that you have many. Or you have just one, however it is, but you can just, you know, intuitively you would be getting downloads of what these gifts are and what you should do to really activate them. But just, you know, that's my advice. Well, universe's advice. And that's a lot of green. It's going to help you heal. Alrighty. Let's get into... this person. So let's get into this person. I'm going to use the same decks, and then actually I first want to see how they're viewing the connection, because I'm seeing this third party here. I keep staring at this. I want to see how they're viewing the connection. And then I want to see how they are feeling towards you and their emotions towards you. We'll just get 3 maybe, so it's not that long. Okay, how is the person on this collective mind currently viewing this connection? Wow, so 3. Literally. Oh my God! Confirmation. I don't want to run anymore. Reunion. So you could actually be feeling this person with that incoming communication and missed opportunity. We will always come back to each other. I didn't act when I should have. Runner. Wow. So detachment. So they were going through detachment. Confirmation. I had to let this reunion. So there is this neglected in chemistry. So I feel like maybe they are going through reminiscing certain chemistry, the passion. I've never felt a passion this intense, but neglected. I failed to give you what you want. So confirmation with how you're feeling, like they were a little bit self-centered, the narcissistic energy, you know, but still, it's still in a negative way. You know what I mean? Missed opportunity. Space. But I need more time to think. And self-love. I'm seeing this for you guys, but I'm still trying to heal. This is nice, though. This is how they're viewing the connection. It's very logical, but very mature in some kind of way. You know what I mean? But I do feel, you know, I know that this is I don't want to run anymore, but I do feel like there's still certain... They don't want to run, but there's still some detachment happening here. There's still detachment here. So... All right. All right, let's get how they are genuinely feeling towards you. How is this person genuinely feeling towards this collective? Person on this collective's mind, how are they genuinely feeling? Wow. So they have control, so they're trying to break free. And you guys got the breaking chains as well. But avoidance. What did I say? Break free, resisting, puppet. Dreams, they could be dreaming of you a lot, but there's certain control, and they're going through chaos. But also they could see this as very chaotic, this connection. Wow. And they're going over the initial union. So where you guys are seeing them as the one and the twin flame, they are very logical. So confirmation to what I said before. Yes, they dream about you. Yes, they go over the initial union. But I'm seeing that as they have certain control issues that they need to work through. You know, they need to break free from their own control, you know, or them needing to control the outcome. They could be feeling like a puppet currently, you know, and that's something that they need to break free of as well. But also maybe I'm seeing this as... Maybe they felt like that you guys were a little bit controlling. Not trying to upset you guys, but I feel like maybe this collective, you know, in your own way, maybe this person is really seeing you guys as you were a little bit controlling, and they needed to break free. But even through them breaking free, they're still dreaming about you. But they are going through the chaos that was this connection. You know, whatever it was that was being chaotic for them, but at the same time they are going through that forgiveness. You know, there's something that they want to apologize for, maybe having to do with that initial union. So they are reflecting, but again, very logical, not so much connected in that sense. Yes, we have the dreams, but it's still very logical wise. You know what I mean? Control. This is how they're genuinely feeling towards you, by the way. Wow. Want to control their own emotions. So clearly this person, they don't even understand their emotions. Maybe, again, it's literally that I've never felt this way before for anybody. You know, I've never felt something so intense. And maybe that's also, you know, they don't like that lack of control having to do with their emotions or that depth of emotion that they're feeling. And also, maybe they felt controlled by their emotions at one point and it was too much for them to bear. And that's why they exited this relationship. But divinely protected. Dreams. Wow. Wounded masculine jealousy, control, possessiveness, obsession, rage, anger, you know, very emperor in reverse kind of energy, very rigid, not flexible, You know, there's something that these dreams are activating this wounded masculine within them. Maybe I don't know why I just heard this. You know those dreams, those videos of the women who are like, oh, I would like to, they have their husbands or their boyfriends. I would like to apologize in advance in this video to my wife because I cheated on her in her dreams, even though I did not know I was doing that because it was in her dreams. I'm seeing that, but for this for this masculine, like, it's whatever they're dreaming of, it's kind of like activating this wounded masculine within them. And kind of like that, what I said before with, I would like to apologize for cheating on my wife in her dreams. You know what I mean? They came to my mind very, very specifically. I don't think that maybe you know this, but it could be. It came to my mind for a reason. But fire sign, they could be a fire sign. You could be a fire sign, but also it's like that passion that they have. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, chaos. And what did I say? Confirmation. Archangel Michael, the remover of obstacles. So clearly this chaos has to do with Archangel Michael. This person has not seen the red flags, but everything happens for a reason. Archangel Michael blew his trumpet. And also they could be going through a lot of chaos right now. But maybe they're going over the chaos that was this connection and why it had to be removed. But I do feel like Archangel Michael had a little bit of a sleight of hand here. But he is our protector, our biggest protector. Whatever he removes, he is removing it because he knows that we are being distracted. We're being distracted from our most abundant timeline. So he wants to get us on track. And then whenever we are, on track again, he will release whatever he needs to release that has to do with certain events or people that have to cross our paths. You know what I mean? Whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. But you have air sign as well. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you guys could be a fire air pairing, but trapped in the mind. They could be a little bit trapped in the mind as well. Maybe that's where that chaos is coming from. Forgiveness. Wow, addictions. So confirmation with the addictions. They could be going through certain addictions, substance abuse, alcohol, addictive thought pattern as well. This is under that forgiveness. Maybe there was a certain event having to do with a substance abuse that they are really going over in their mind in that initial union that maybe they're wanting your forgiveness for, but still trapped in the 3D. Confirmation to what I said before. This person isn't activated yet. I do not feel this person activated yet. Union. They're still trapped in that 3D outlook. Right person, wrong time. They're going over that union, that initial union. So this person knows. They're not stupid. They know. And there's that distance. So clearly, it's very logical. We can't, if there's distance, how can we make, but, yeah. Let's see their emotions. Their true, genuine emotion towards this collective. True, genuine. Wow. So where you had surrender, they have judgment. They're going through purple curtain. Still certain things that they're trapped in an illusion with. 3D energy. They're seeing the chaos as the chaos that is being inflicted on them, the control that they are is being inflicted on them, and they're not seeing it as what I need to pay attention. Where this collective, you do know you need to pay attention to certain things in your life to be able to remove them. You're activated. Maybe they feel that you're going to judge them as well, but I'm grateful that they met you. That's very nice. They could be someone who actually believes that nothing is a coincidence. I believe that a lot of masculines do have that trait within them. It's like nothing is a coincidence, but there's still, a little bit more needed for that full activation into, that 5D energy and not that 3D energy. But, oh my God, so they're going through a death period as well. But also something ended. Maybe they're going over how this needed to end to really bring in this new beginning. Wow. But the adversity in the relationship, the challenges of this relationship, confirmation, logical, even emotion wise, it's very logical. It's very logical. Where you guys, your emotion is, I know I need to be in this centered space of surrender, trust, forgiveness, removing what no longer serves me with that death energy. Where this collective, what I said before, this person, even though they are grateful that they met you, I feel like they could be feeling judged, maybe, and more even with that control energy, or they could be judging you. And that tends to happen in the journey as well. You know, usually the avoidant, the runner really, you know, and it's not to upset anybody. And we'll see, you know, because usually it does come out, you know, but the odious, we didn't get friends or anything. So maybe there weren't any opinions yet. But usually sometimes, you know, when the runner tends to maybe speak about things they're not supposed to with friends and really depicts you as the bad guy or the toxic one. Last one. Oh. But they, in their own right, felt free with you. But still, very logical in their emotions still, which means, but see, it's in the background. It's like they're trying to trust. And even more so if this connection, you know, you guys had a couple of reignitions in the connection, you know what I mean? If this isn't just the first separation, and I feel like maybe you guys have had a couple more separations, let's actually get that. I want to see how many separations have you guys gone through? Wow, 4. Holy crap. If you have gone through 4 separations, there's a reason why this person is still in that logical energy. They're still needing to activate certain things that, you know, they need to reflect on. But they'll get there. Like you guys are, they'll get there as well. But so I'm going to get the same ones. I'm going to shuffle them. And I want to see universally, just maybe get 3, because I want to see universally where they're at. Because I know I said that I didn't see them activated, or I don't feel them activated, but I just want a confirmation of source. Universe, show me where the person on this collective's mind is at universally, energetically. What was that? Wow. That wanted to come out, but it didn't. So there's potential. They have that in them. Wow, divorce. But unconditional love. Whoa. I'm not gonna lie. A little baffled. Where's this person? But 3D. That's what I was seeing. They're still in the 3D. I do believe this person is still looking for that purpose in their life, you know, and maybe that's how they're seeing that mission energy, but they're still in the 3D. They're still on that separation like you guys are. Yes, they focus on unconditional love, or yes, they're seeing, you know, how maybe in that initial union. I'm seeing my card, can we just rewind time to where we were both... we weren't broken down by the world or something like that. I'm seeing that with that unconditional love. Okay, let's get this mission. Wow, heart chakra. So they are in their own right, in their mission. Their guides are in that mission of them going through that compassion, that their own divine feminine energy. Their compassion and transformation sign. Compassion, and you could have seen a rainbow. Love, acceptance of themselves. Divorce. So they are going through over that separation, and I do believe that there is a divorce. You guys got engagement and wedding rings, so I do believe that this collective and this person, you guys were married. Don't make it fit. Marrying. Unconditional love. It could have been like really that honeymoon phase for sure, like that real honeymoon phase. Fear. So even though they have unconditional, there's still fear tied to it. Sign. That's why it's not being, you know, released. This is universal for them. 3D. They have to activate their own divine masculine in the 3D, but they're still in that 3D. I don't believe this person is in divine masculine. They need to activate their consciousness as well. Start following their intuition. All right. So now that we have that, I want to get their true, genuine intentions towards you. Their genuine intentions towards this collective. Genuine intentions towards this collective. Wow. Whoa. Inner child healing. Wow. Aquarius is important. You guys got the air sign energy. I don't believe this person is in divine masculine, but they're still in the 3D, but they could be activating through that, you know, that action energy that they go through, how you guys go through that divine feminine, that, you know, stillness, and then it's inverted. Okay, so we have certain numbers here. This is 40, 23, 92, and 42. So I'm working on my divine masculine side. It could be you guys did get that 3D and that divine masculine and the and they got it with that first shuffle. It wanted to come out, but it didn't. I need to be more assertive, confident, speak up for myself. That self-love, that heart chakra. I can no longer bow out of things and situations when I become fearful, but fight for what I love, and that is you. Inner child healing. I have made and used excuses in order to control or sabotage our connection, but now I realize the only way to heal is to mend, acknowledge, and forgive the past. Aquarius, I acted like I didn't care, but I did. I just needed my time and space, and they did get that with how they were seeing the connection wise. To think on my own, I didn't want to be tied down by a relationship because I wasn't ready to put in the work. And cycles, we keep replaying the same story. Confirmation, if you've been replaying it 4 times, we keep replaying the same story over and over. Confirmation with that over and over again, and it never ends well. When are we going to do better so we can be better? I'm not gonna lie, if this is what their true intention is, you know, I do feel there's acknowledgement here, but I feel there's a big test coming here. Juggling. So even though they're working on their masculine energy, I'm having a hard time processing what happened between us and juggling my own personal responsibilities. I need time and space to deal with everything. So I do feel like this person within their life, they are really trying to activate that divine masculine energy. Inner child healing. Ego driven. Mask energy. 17. My pride and ego held me back and stopped me from being my true authentic self. Because they had to go through inner child healing. I'm afraid you'll reject. Oh my God, it smells delicious. I'm sorry, it's like 12:44 right now, and it looks like they're making lunch somewhere because I have my window. I'm sorry, that was so random, but it smells delicious. It's like they're doing this, you know, little salsa with some meat and stuff, and it's like, oh my God, I love to eat. I love to eat. I come from a background of Latin family, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Peruvian food, love it. Arabic and Italian. So I like to eat. I like to eat a lot. So it's like that little smell is like, I'm already getting hungry. You maybe like to eat or maybe like to cook. But going back to the reading, I'm afraid you'll reject me because I fear I'm not good enough. Confirmation to what I said before, self-worth. I'm not good enough for you. My self-confidence was just a facade. And that's why they ran. Stop. So clearly, it's like a perfect transition. They're going through inner child healing, which means their ego is being illuminated. They act through their ego, and that's why they ran. Because there's certain things in their inner child that they need to heal. Like this collective. You guys, certain things are needing to be healed first. But I don't know what you want from me. I love you, but I can't give you what you need. I don't have the time or the capacity to understand our connection. Very 3D. It's best to leave it alone. Aquarius. So you could be an Aquarius or they could be an Aquarius, but 92 could be a year you guys were born with this person. Fateful encounter. So you could be this Aquarius. So the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew, I can't explain how I felt, but I knew I was meant to find you. So it's like there is this belief, but at the same time, they're still stuck in that 3D. Cycles. Wow. Confirmation. Confirmation. Dark night of the soul. So that's part of the cycle. All right. So I'm fighting my demons and re-examining my actions. This is under the cycles. So even this is good though. So it means it's reflection. You guys did get mirrors. It is life altering and also extremely painful at times. I fight against the chances, but I know it must happen for me to evolve, which is very good. Acknowledgement. It's very good. Yes, we have a lot of healing here, and we have a lot of, acknowledgement and awareness. I am not seeing action here, though. This is very much, I need the time to be able, needing the space. You both need that space. We'll see what happens with tarot, but I'm not seeing action here. And we have difficult differences. So differences of opinions, ideas in love, differences in status, money. There could be certain, if you are older than this person and you make more money than this person, that can affect their own ego, unfortunately. And that divine masculine side of them, because divine masculine is supposed to be that provider, that protector, where the divine feminine is supposed to be that spiritual protector. You know what I mean? But you guys could have cultural differences, but these are the differences that maybe they're going over in their mind of why this wouldn't work. I'm not seeing it as why it would work. So again, what I'm saying, logical, still logical in my very 3D. I'm not seeing action here yet. I am seeing, at some point their intention would be to speak about this, and really communicate this, but I'm not seeing it now. And there's a reason for it. Alrighty. So as I said before, I want to get into a little bit more detail of what the universe is asking of you. We are going to be doing a month ahead, but we're going to do it for week 2, 3, and 4. So clearly this week, you've been going through a lot of challenges having to do with this heartbreak, a lot of heaviness having to do with this heartbreak, really going through another cycle maybe of pain and grief and loss. But yeah, let's go ahead and see. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to do it a little bit differently because all of it is different, but the spider, you have this potential to really, this is kind of like my master manifestor energy, she really creates her own environment and, she creates her home, her food supply, like where she would gain her food and stuff, she's the creator. She really, you could be seeing a lot of webs in your home as well, which is a good sign. But I want to see, I'm going to get maybe 3 or 4 cards for each week with this deck. And this one is church, principle, religion, dogma, family values, maybe certain things you need to work on. But marriage, again, confirmation, you guys were married. But structure, confirmation as well. Structure, belief system, collective consciousness, tradition, and programming. So I feel, again, confirmation to what I said before, this collective, there's certain things needed to be worked on in the mind. So we're going to get these. We are going to get this tarot deck. I'm going to get these and put each week 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to confirm with this 2, 3, and 4. And I heard something weird. And I want to get this animal deck and see each week what animal you would be embodying or what is the energy of that. Maybe how to balance yourself out. And even I think I'm going to get you like emotion cards for each week to see what emotion would be really, showing up in that week. And yeah, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to get like future outcome with another tarot deck And we're gonna get my animal, which one, what's it called, hold on, I can't remember what it's called, the animal apothecary ones, to see what, you know, universal message the universe is really wanting to provide for you to keep you going in this journey. So now that I said all of that, month ahead, and get week 2. What is coming in week 2 for this collective, this Divine Feminine Collective? What is coming in week 2? And we'll confirm with tarot. Get more detail. Okay, wow, birds. Communication. Just one more. There we go. Wow. So you do have a victory moment. Oh, sorry. All right, so we have the birds. So these could be important dates as well. So 12th of July could be an important date or memory that you have, birthday. So we have the birds. This is about communication, negotiation. I do feel like maybe there could be some, this is about making contact as well, text or calling someone. And you guys did get that incoming communication, the go for it one. So we'll see what is happening. It could be that it's coming from this person, but I kind of feel like maybe you guys are the ones who are going to be, or you're going to feel this need to maybe contact them. But we have the walking boots. This is about the journey, the adventure. We have, you know, this is about walking away as well, but self-reliance, exploration, independence, pursuing your own path. I do believe maybe this collective, if this person does come in with communication, or even you guys, I feel like this collective, you finally take the steps to really start walking your own path without maybe, you know, thinking of this person being by your side for now, because this is about exit as well, but independence. And you have this trophy here. So 31st of the 8th. Does August have 31 days, actually? Let me check that, because I can never remember month. August has 31 days. So August 31st could be an important date coming up as well, having to do with some sort of victory or recognition or experience or success energy. But deserving an award, an achievement is granted, per se, having to do with this, whatever this next form of communication, because this is also about nervous. So if you're nervous right now, or if you are, this is week 2, next week. So if you're feeling nervous or you're feeling overwhelmed over some sort of communication that you're wanting to give, remember to pay attention to your body. Remember to pay attention to what those signs internally are coming up. If it's overwhelmed, then remember, universe is showing you this is only going to affect your trauma even worse. And if you're feeling calm and collected, then this is going to be something that is going to heal you. Remember what I say about that. But let's confirm week 2 with tarot. Wow. That literally turned around. Whoa. Oh my God. All right. I'm not gonna lie. I feel, you know, week 2 for this collective, even though we have this victory and this success, I feel, you know, there's certain control that is needing to be released in week 2, but everything happens for a reason. I feel like you are going to be approaching this as, you know, kind of like that Queen of Coins in reverse. This is very, you know, imbalanced. You could be going through a little bit of work and home imbalance as well. This is about jealousy issues as well, but self-focus. There's a reason why I said I feel like maybe this collective, you're the ones who are going to be contacting this person. But this is about perfectionism, manipulation. I'm not seeing this as you guys manipulating this person. I'm seeing it more as maybe wanting to, in some sort of way, manipulate the situation. Not manipulate, control the situation. Kind of like having the last word is what I'm hearing. More with this 4 of Coins, because I feel like this collective, you are going through a scarcity mindset. You are going to be going through it next week as well, but kind of like in that conservative energy, a little bit of creature of habit. Again, that chasing energy, wanting to really give that olive branch, But I feel like that's where this Eight of Coins in reverse comes over you, and that's where you kind of go through that, you know, I need to release this. It's complacent, scattered, monotonous, all work, no play, you know, it's very repetitive. It's like that unwilling to, with this Judgment in reverse, the unwilling to learn that karmic lesson. You're not supposed to be the one chasing. You are supposed to be the one in stillness and letting everything come to you. But it is something that you need to work through. I do believe you get victory with this, but I want one more for this. I want one more for this Judgment energy, just because with that victory, I'm feeling it, you guys, you know, even though because of this impulse that you have to contact this person, there's where that unwillingness to learn that karmic lesson comes from. But I feel like you do gain some kind of closure, or there's something having to do with you finally realizing. I want to see one more for this Judgment, clarifying it. Yes, it's a test of faith, the boundaries. I feel like maybe you do put up that boundary. Holding the line, persistence. There's this test of faith. So I feel like this collective, if you end up, because this is about negative self-talk as well, that Judgment in reverse. If you do end up contacting this person, and I feel like maybe this reading is finding you for a reason, maybe don't contact them, let them contact you, and you know, release this the right way. And have that test of faith and have that courage and put up those boundaries that you need to put up with this person. Hold the line and have faith that whenever this is supposed to come into fruition, it will come in the right, balanced way, harmoniously. I don't remember what I was about to say, but you're going to be going through internal towers for sure. All right, let's get the emotion for week 2. Emotion this collective will be feeling, but focus on abundance, focus on positivity. But also you could feel at one point, because we did get that boundaries, maybe, you know, when putting up these boundaries, you will have that moment of, okay, so I did good, you know, having that courage and really confirmation relationship, putting up the boundaries with the relationship. And even because with this Queen of Coins, even though, you know, I kind of like that Queen of Coins, just because it has a couple of negative energies in that reverse, this is also about self-focus. This is also about tending to yourself. You know, I know that it's better to be in a Queen of Coins upright, where we are more compassionate, caring, and we're more grounded. But I feel like what the universe is more trying to say here with this is really focus on yourself and not focusing on when this communication would be coming in. You know what I mean? Focus on your abundance. Focus on grounding yourself. And you guys did get that nature card. All right, let's get an animal for week 2 for this collective. What animal should they be embodying? Whoa, buffalo. Wow. Buffalo. I'm going to have to read this because, but an earth sign. You have a lot of earth here. So grounding. Hold on. That buffalo, he really, you know, stampedes ahead, and here it is. So grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise toward heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for this is what they're trying to get you to embody. Seeing the opportunity to uplift yourself, seeing the opportunity to grow from it, seeing the lesson. Don't be in that Judgment in reverse. Have faith that whatever is coming to you in week 2, it's to help you grow. Don't control it. Let it come to you. Hardship or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time. And may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. Abundance. positive thinking. When in balance, trusting pure presence. When out of balance, restless, lacks gratitude. To bring to balance, prayer and bhakti. I don't know what that is, but prayer, I'm seeing that divination. Maybe meditate, grounding, really speak to your guides when you are feeling this overwhelming state, maybe, and just ask for their guidance for it. All right, I want to get this deck and I want to see what the universe's perspective of how you should approach this. I'm going to get this one. How should this collective approach week 2? Collective approach week 2. What energy should they embody? Just 3. We'll just get 3. Wow. 8 of Swords. So releasing negative beliefs, releasing the fear. And Temperance, patience. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is 8 of Swords in reverse, which I am going to be leaving in reverse. And wow, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is marriage, financial security, family, wealth. And whenever it's in reverse, it could be, whenever it's in reverse, it has to do with family feuding. Don't focus on the fights is what I'm hearing. Don't focus on the disconnect is what I'm feeling. Don't focus on that family feud. Focus more on the rebuilding is what I'm hearing. Literally, I'm seeing it with that Queen of Coins in reverse. This is about home energy. And when it's in reverse, I'm seeing it family. And more if you do have children, don't not tend to, your home life. Focus on that home life and focus on fixing that instability home-wise is what I'm hearing. Through releasing negative beliefs, through releasing the fear, releasing, that thought pattern, unentrapping yourself. You know what I mean? Not being so much in your mind and being more in a positive sense and having faith and really focusing on patience and balancing. This is about balance as well, Temperance. And it says alchemizing your energy, alchemizing that negative energy, balance, healing, transformation, patience, options, and moderation. So the biggest thing I'm feeling for week 2, just focus on your balance, focus on grounding your home life first with that 10 of Cups in reverse, 10 of Coins in reverse, Virgo energy. But remember to see this as something that you can achieve. Don't be locked in your mind thinking that you can't do this or that, creating scenarios in your mind of what could be happening. Just focus on the right now and releasing that fear and that anxiety. Just follow your intuition with this and focus on that Temperance energy. Focus on that alchemy, focus on that balance, on that patience that you need to have. Everything, test of faith, 9 of Wands. Okay, so I'm going to put this here because I don't want to use those again. Do that. All right, so now we are going to get week 3. Week 3. Week 3. Week 3. Literally what I was seeing in week 2, and there's a reason why I said I want to tap into just you guys universally, what the universe is asking of you. They're wanting for you to really focus on balancing your independent life. You know what I mean? So again, it's really putting that focus where you need to, because before you were distracted with this connection. All right, week 3. Week 3. Let's get week 3, please. What is coming in week 3? Wow, you have divine intervention in week 3. First one. You could see a double rainbow in week 3. But number 16, number 22, and number 4. So 22nd of the 4th could be an important memory or date, or 16th of the 4th could be an important memory or date. I do believe there is you will be going through an ascension. And it makes sense with that test of faith and really being in that temperance and alchemizing your energy. You could be really starting to focus on your mission on week 2. But serendipity, life codes, as above, so below. But divine intervention, perfect timing. You will be going through. You have the road, and this is about crossroads, having to make a decision. I'm seeing my 2 of Swords, but I'm seeing 2 of Swords in reverse. This is about the journey. It's making this decision to walk this path. which part of the path to walk. And again, another confirmation having to do with your path, what the universe is wanting you to be, you know, really pay attention to and really focus on. You have second week, another having to do with your journey. But see the opportunities having to do with free will as well, solar plexus energy. And there's again another one having to do with independence, really thriving in your independence. Are you going to choose your independence, or are you going to choose maybe that outlet, that, you know, escapism? It's coming to my mind. But we have the torch. This is about revolution, having courage. I do believe you make the right choice in the end. But this is also about a forging ahead, a liberation. So standing up for your truth, being bold, justice energy, purple curtain energy. And as I said it, throat chakra, needing to release certain throat chakra, unblocking throat chakra for this collective is what I'm hearing. Because I literally said standing up for your truth and I started choking. Freedom. Passion, from dark to light, so fully engaged. I do believe this collective, you will, that whatever opportunity is being divinely guided to you in week 3, you will be making the right choice, and really start forging ahead through that independence, through that, you know, that healing energy. All right, week 3. Let's see, week 3. So that's why that crossroads is there. Oh my God, but good. And you literally got the same thing before. So how you should embody this. But also because you are embodying that in week 2, what are you in? You're in total, you know, release of negative beliefs. But there is a little bit of impatience and like, oh my God, divine intervention, stop it. So clearly, whatever this crossroads has to do with, I feel it has to do with something that puts you in an imbalanced and impatient energy. So there's a reason why, you know, it's weighing the options. You know, it's kind of like, you know, do I decide to just be in my balanced energy, or do I decide to have that blissful moment is what I'm hearing. I want one more for that temperance energy. I'm hearing that for a reason. Yes, not learning from... I'm not gonna lie, I feel like in week 3, you know, this is about doing it alone, but I feel like there is some sort of impatience that you are going to be feeling having to do with doing it alone and your independence. I feel, you know, maybe also you have kind of like that test of faith having to do with how committed you are in your own growth and journey. I do believe that you do, just because we do have this, you know, 8 of Swords in reverse. This is about releasing those limiting beliefs. So you really do start to focus on yourself, and you start doing it alone. And 4 of Cups in reverse. This is about the self-awareness. I do believe that this collective, you start focusing and engaging, you know, and re-engaging in your path and seizing the day through gratitude and enthusiasm of life. But I feel like maybe whatever external force is actually in divine intervention, this is external forces. These are karmic lessons that are coming your way. And it doesn't just have to be with this person. I feel like it's all around you. Kind of like what this person went through with that Archangel Michael. I feel like Archangel Michael is kind of like on the verge of really playing that trumpet, you know, having to do with your own life and what they need to remove in your life because you're maybe a little bit distracted still. But this is a turning point for you into making that decision of, do I decide to go this way and have patience, or do I decide to have that blissful moment is what I'm hearing. Let's get your emotion in week 3. What it will be your emotion in week 3. You're going to be working on your ego. Confirmation to what I said. We're going to be working on your ego and your confirmation. Are you going to be taking care of yourself, or are you going to listen to your ego is what I'm hearing. All right, let's get what animal they're wanting you to embody. What animal you will be embodying in this week 3. Wow, the black egg. You got a spiritual one. Let's get this. Hold on. Golden egg. Sea serpent. Hold on. All right, so we have the black egg, speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. Confirmation to what I said before. Your truth is going to be, again, standing up for your truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. So clearly the third week, they're wanting to really activate you through your truth and not listen to your pride. That's why it's going to be activated, to see if you're going to listen to your pride or if you're going to listen to your body's emotion and your truth, what you and your emotion is feeling. Are you going to confuse it with your pride is what I'm hearing. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in, the concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself, and what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things but you guys are, in the mind, you are going through that release and conquering your self-doubt and really setting yourself free and taking your power back. So again, it makes sense with that truth. But I do feel like maybe you need to put it in. All right. When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, pride, ego energy, mask, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves, pride energy, that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. Maybe that's something that you need to do, like maybe invoke that black egg energy to really be in your truth. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. So clearly they want you to activate your voice and really speak your truth. This is, the black egg is having to do with the fifth chakra. And if I'm not mistaken, it's from down to up, right? So fifth chakra, what would be heart chakra or voice? Voice, truth, confirmation. The subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat chakra, at the Vishuddha chakra. The ancient sages saw the center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. Vishuddha translates as especially pure. The balance of the center is important for all of us, but especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. Maybe that's something that you've been, intuitively thinking you should do, or maybe you are someone who actually does write or even poetry. But maybe they're asking you to really, when you're feeling, having to do with this pride, maybe actually activate that, putting energy into maybe writing or just, anything having to do with art where you would alchemize. It's coming to my mind for a reason. All right, let's see how you should approach week 3. How this collective should approach week 3. What energy should they embody? Oh my God, with positivity, you got the sun upright. Hangman, new perspective, beautiful. So this is about letting go, surrendering as well, surrendering that ego, new perspective, not listening to your ego, listening to your higher self. Beautiful. So learn from it. That's what you would learn from the past. And Two of Swords what did I say? I saw Two of Swords in reverse. You're going to be able to make that decision. Perfect. So, an Aquarius energy, by the way. Aquarius and Leo. So maybe you guys are an Aquarius and Leo pairing. But this is just for you guys. I feel that this collective, what the universe is really trying to ignite in you is this new perspective through these challenges. Confirmation to what I said with Archangel Michael. They're trying to get you to make that shift in your mind to really and stay positive and really make that decision in a positive way and not through your ego. Beautiful, beautiful. Through your truth. No longer trapped in that illusion and that undecisive energy. Really seeing the red flags and paying attention to your inner, you know, I want to say inner calling, but it's not what I mean. To, you know, your inner signs, what your emotions are telling you, and really acting through that. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you take a step back. If you're feeling happy and excited, you move forward. You start paying attention to your intuition through the emotions of your body. And keeping a positive mindset always. That sun energy. Luck is on your side. Through this divine intervention, through these challenges that the universe is placing right now, or well, not right now, in week 3, having to do with you needing to make a choice, or having to, maybe you're gonna have the opportunity to travel and you don't know if you should travel. Maybe, you know, and if it's something that has to do with, you know, the evolution of your job, or even the evolution of your path, maybe that is that decision you need to make. I need to go travel. You know, using your free will, being in your independence, and also road trip is what's coming. But happiness, success, high vibration, leader energy, truth, self-love, inspiration, and creativity. Luck is a big fat yes is what I hear with this sun. But this new perspective, this is beautiful. This is what the universe is trying to get you to really activate. This new perspective, this new mind frame in a positive way, to be able to make a decision the right way, not in fear or, you know, in doubt. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty. Let's get week 4, and then we'll get into, we'll confirm that whole reading, and we'll get charmies and dice. Week 4. What is coming in week 4 for this beautiful collective? Oh, star energy. 16th of the 6th, if I'm not mistaken. When is week 4? So 16th of the 6th is kind of week 3, but maybe it's kind of like the end. It's the beginning of week 3, but I feel like maybe it's kind of like what's trickling out of week 3 and into week 4. But wishes do come true, miracles, dreams. You could be maybe having a lot of vivid dreams by week 4 or even week 3, but feeling blessed, hopeful. And why? Because in week 3, you're going to be going through that new perspective. You know, if you embody that energy and really speak your truth, going through that new perspective, being positive and making wise choices, and those decisions that actually, you know, put more confidence within you, because you're deciding from your own divine masculine energy, you know, your own strength, your own assertiveness. So what is that doing? It's giving you more confidence. Beautiful. Inspiration. This also says about falling in love. Butt mask. All right, let's see. Could be presented. Oh, wow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not liking this at all. 24th of the 6th could be important, but we have the mask. Disguise, concealed ego, projection, hidden motives, persona, presentation, performance, putting on a show. And then we have the heart. This is about love, desire, bliss. Whenever I see that bliss card. And more with this mask. I'm not liking this pairing at all. I want to see who this mask is. I want to see if it's you guys or if it's this person. Clouds. So someone who puts a lot of doubt within you. Someone who, you know, sometimes you don't have a clear vision. Someone who maybe you had a lot of misunderstandings with. And maybe it could be that it's not just this person. Maybe it's even childhood friends and even family members who you haven't been able, but clearly you've had misunderstandings with this person who had this masked energy on them. Or even it could be your own mask being reflected on you, having to do with, you know, how your mask version created certain problems in your life, or created certain thought patterns in your life, or created doubts and hesitation, you know, and, you know, really put you in that uncertainty and that unclear and confused state, and put you in that indecision because you were listening to your ego and not listening to your highest self. You know what I mean? I'm hearing both for that. But let's see. Week four. Wow, so next month, confirmation, full month ahead. So 1 month or next full moon, there's an emotional awareness climax. And star energy is also about healing. You know, that star, I'm seeing it as the star in tarot. But cycle completion having to do with healing. Wow. So this is where that mass version is coming from. There's a reason why you're working through so much on your truth in week 3. It's actually to make trust issues, misaligned lovers, and that literally just turned around that way. It's coming in an emotionally imbalanced energy, fostering codependency, melancholy. So they're coming in from a place of lack, heart. Wow, stagnation. Past is dormant. They're coming in with dormant abilities, but they're ghosting and restless. There's a reason why you're working so much through in week 2 and in week 3, having to do with your truth and your strength, and keeping that positive mindset and just focusing on yourself and your own structure. It's because in week 4, there will be a big test of love, is what I'm feeling here. There's going to be discord. They're coming in an unharmonious way. They're coming in imbalanced, you know, they're coming still disguised. And I feel like the biggest test here is there's a reason why you are in that 2 of Swords in reverse in week 3. So it's for you to really pay attention to the decisions you're making and how you're feeling after that decision, so that you don't feel clouded by this person. I do feel like you do walk away though. It's about releasing what doesn't serve you. It's an emotionally unfulfilled energy. You know, it's time to move on and let this go. And it makes sense with this four of Swords in reverse. The stagnation, exhaustion, the passiveness, you know, feeling restless or burned out. This is like no action or movement. It's still not ready, you know. And there's a reason why when I saw this heart, I saw that bliss, and my mind went straight to that blissful moment. Do not, please, I beg of you guys, do not give in to, you know, sexual energy with this person. You're going to go, don't take that moment of bliss. You're going to go 10 steps back. You're working through your truth. You're working through, you know, what you really deserve, putting structure in your life and really working through your own internal balance. This will only put you in external imbalance and internal imbalance. It's time to let go. It's time to let go. Alrighty, let's get the emotion. Oh, I can already feel it's going to be... But there's a reason why you're going through why this move on energy. You're going through a cycle completion. I do believe that this collective, you do, you know... Because you see in your weeks, you know, I do believe, you know, you guys end up walking away and really, you know, gaining your power back. But yeah, be honest with yourself. This is about, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Be honest with yourself. Really pay attention. And remember, your intuition is only 3 to 10 seconds at the most. 3 to 10 seconds, that's your intuition. Then that your brain starts overthinking, over processing, and that's your overthinking nature, and that's when you can get into that confusion energy. Whatever you're feeling in the moment, when you maybe get that text, get that phone call, even get someone, you know, knocking on your door, whatever that first feeling is, that is your intuition saying yes or no. Let's get your emotion. You're going to feel fear. You're going to feel fear, which means if you are feeling fear, when this does come in, I feel like it's the universe saying, do not approach this. It is not the time. Remember to focus on your purpose. What would be the purpose of this? You know what I mean? Put those cards on the table. In the sense of, if you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, say, you know, just letting this person know that you acknowledge whatever they wrote to you. Another butterfly transforming, remember. You acknowledge what they wrote to you or whatever it is, but you are too emotionally charged, or however you want to word it. Being honest with this person as well, and making them making them see or understand that it's not that you don't want to speak with them, you just want to be in a more centered space before really approaching this person. And it's not bad. It's thinking of yourself. It's being in your divine feminine energy of, and divine masculine as well, knowing your worth. Let's see what animal they're wanting you to embody, or what animal will be. Kundalini, awakening. Beautiful. A new awakening. See through it. And the spider, awakening to start really, tapestry. This is my master manifester. So by going through this other awakening, by embodying this new awakening, this Kundalini within you, another awakening, another ascension, confirmation with that star energy, you're actually, activating to your path of creation. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's read that. Let us read that. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, so spirit, sea serpent, dragon, cosmic agnew. I should have looked for this before, but yeah. Oh no. Oh my god, why did I think that it was a spirit one? It isn't a spirit one. Here it is. Earthworm. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here, snake. So, guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. So the snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. It's to awaken the potential that you have within. And there's a reason why I said that divine feminine, divine masculine. Maybe the universe is really wanting you to tap into, through your self-worth, wanting to awaken you to your balanced, divinity. Alrighty. Potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. I feel that Kundalini is more, I feel like the Kundalini awakening it's more of a traumatic thing. I don't believe that through meditation you can activate it, but that's my belief. But yeah, make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. This is like you're going to awake, or you're going to be awakened or awakened is what I'm feeling. When in balance, prosperous, creative, and charismatic. When out of balance, starts and stops many things. So that could be also an indicator, if maybe also, if you're going through that structure moment, if you're going through that, really creating your stability and your balanced energy through in your life and in your home life and even in your job, start paying attention to what is it that you start creating and then what is it that you never finish. There's something having to do with that, so maybe if in the past the unwilling to learn those same mistakes, that 3 of Wands in reverse, three of Wands or 3 of Coins, I can't remember. But unwilling to learn that past mistake, what is it from that past mistake that you were unwilling to learn? Was it, for example, you needing to take the control and really, start putting out that olive branch? Or was it, for example, you being that self-sacrificing nature? It's doing it differently, so that you activate that other part of yourself, of that self-worth. You know what I mean? But to bring into balance Kundalini yoga or meditation, you could, maybe meditate, meditate to ground, to center. All right, let's see what the universe is wanting, how the universe wants you to embody, how to approach this, what energy they want you to embody. How should they approach? Six of Pentacles. So focus on, you know, the giving and the receiving, the equal give and receive. But this is about options, balance, giving and receiving, sharing, balance, gift, reaching out. I would not reach out, but I'm seeing that as more maybe if they are coming in this kind of energy, or if they are coming in this kind of energy in reverse. You know what I mean? Focus on giving what you would like to receive. So if you're wanting to give if you're wanting to receive honesty, giving honesty. You know what I mean? Wow. See through the veil. Seven of Swords. Whoa. And take that new start. Awakening. Literally. So, Seven of Swords. He's my masked version. So, see through the mask. See through the mask. Yes, you know, what I said before, if you are seeking to live an honest life and wanting to have honesty reciprocated, of course, putting out that energy is actually going to help you receive that energy as well. Being honest, that's what I'm feeling with that giving and the receiving, not, you know, indulging this person. Please don't confuse that. Yes, see, they're coming in, you know, masked version. Maybe you as well try to really pay attention to what masked versions are going to be coming up when this does come in, and pay attention. Maybe yeah, just pay attention to what is being presented to you. Clearly this person and this energy really puts you a little bit in that uncertainty and that clouds energy, you know, very unclear of what is really going on. But there's a reason why in week 2 and 3, you're really going through that, paying attention to your body's emotion, really, you know, having that new perspective in your mind and not being led by your mind, but more by your emotion, by, you know, intuition. And also what I am feeling with the Six of Swords, maybe the Seven of Swords, I'm sorry. Maybe that's where that fear comes over you. So whenever you are feeling that fear, pay attention. That is part of your masked version. That is part of your, you know, your intuition saying, this is something that is going to hurt you. This is something that is going to make your trauma worse. And you're going to have to work through even more to heal. Do not approach. You know what I mean? And take this fool's journey. Go through that reawakening. New start, entrepreneur or risk taker. Take that leap of faith for yourself. Make that decision that you need to make. Walk away. But faith, eccentric, free thinker. Yeah. I feel this collective, and it's so literally so funny how the Fool and that snake, the Fool, that's literally how I see that snake, as the Fool. It's that new spiritual awakening. It's that new leap of faith into the unknown through that awakening. All right, let's get yeah, that's it. I don't know what I was gonna get, but that's good. Biggest thing is what I'm feeling is that for that. I feel it was pretty straightforward for you guys, and I feel like maybe... All right, so I want to get you a couple of universal messages, but get out of that illusion of your mind. That's what this whole journey is about, reprogramming your mind. All right, so let's get a universal message for you guys, what the universe wants you to know, or what they're wanting you really to focus on. You're about to shine through sacred boundaries. Confirmation. 4326. Isn't that, what was it? You know, it came to my mind. Maybe it's not even the numbers, but you know in Monsters Inc. when what is that the giant orange monster that has a little sock stuck on him, and it's like, what is it? 4326. 42. Like, what is it? Is that the number? Kind of like alarm, alarm, alarm. Sacred boundaries. Put those sacred boundaries by paying attention to those alarms. It came to my mind. Maybe it's not even the number, but that literally came to my mind for a reason. beautiful. Your prayers are being answered. Your answers being prayed. Your prayers are being answered. And the buffalo, confirmation, another one, another sign. So be in that buffalo energy. You're going through an inner conflict resolution through an awakening. Beautiful sign. And number 6, 12 of the 6, 26 of the 6 could be important dates. And if I'm not mistaken, you did get 26 of the 6. So I would write these down, those dates down. All right, sacred boundaries. No expectations. Just releasing this. This will come to you again. Look how powerful that candle is. Look. But you also have a key here. Every time I see that key, usually that door, that new opportunity card comes out, you know. But by releasing expectations, you are being granted a new key for a new door, a new opportunity that the universe is wanting you to provide. The universe is wanting to provide for you through putting these sacred boundaries up, through the actions leading to success, putting up those boundaries and releasing all expectation. 22nd of the 1st could be an important date. You're about to shine. Also, your birthday could be in June, because every time I see that, sometimes like I really pay attention to that candle and it looks like he's about to blow that candle. But maybe the 26th of the 6th is your birthday. Just as a side note for detail. You're about to shine. Oh, small steps, big accomplishments. Doesn't matter where you are in your journey. The important thing is that you're walking it proud, you know, and focused on your self-love. It doesn't matter where you are in the journey. Time is linear. And time is just, you know, an illusion, that physical time. It's what you do with your time that matters. Prayer answered. Nourishment while waiting. Keep focusing on nourishing yourself, taking care of that shadow, understanding that shadow, why it's there. You're going through massive transformation, phoenixing, death and rebirth energy. And literally transformation, number 5, sign. 12 of the 5th, inner conflict resolution. Why am I seeing my master manifestor about to show up? Not even, but destiny path. Oh my God. So your inner conflict resolution, what is it doing? It's activating that, unlocking your destiny path. Beautiful. You could be 35, this person, but through your service, they're wanting you to activate your service. But first you need to go through all of this process to be able to also, I'm seeing it as it's going through the belief of your intuition, so that whenever you do have to really relay those messages, those healing messages, you really believe in them, you know, and you really, you don't doubt them. It's not doubting in yourself anymore. Last one. Beautiful. Face another key. Face your fear. And look at that rainbow. Unlocking that divine intervention, that divination within you by facing your fear. And the crow could be significant, and following your inner truth. Beautiful. You can love crows. I really thought I was going to see, well, I did get a crow because that master manifestor is that crow energy, but I really thought I was going to see that crow, but surrender to receive. Speaking of, I'm going to get you surrender cards. So that's beautiful. That's what the universe is wanting you to unlock. All right, let's get what this beautiful collective needs to surrender to in this month ahead. Know that you are protected. So we have surrender your fear of change and surrender to the beauty of the natural world, the grounding. But the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Speaking of what I said, divinely protected. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, it's a little bit, you know, but it could happen. Repeat this affirmation. I have faith that all is well. Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break. And you did get that travel or that rendezvous, I think it was, or road trip. Maybe that's something that you need to do to maybe that is something that you need to do. Take a break and really, you know, disconnect from what that city kind of life, you know, that noise, that clutter. but take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy here. Beautiful. And surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. That's what the universe is trying to activate you in. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Beautiful. And throat chakra energy. Alrighty, guys. Let's confirm that full reading. I'm going to confirm with these. I'm not even going to confirm with that love part. We're just going to confirm because we need to focus on you guys. Let's confirm that full reading. The energy is gaining momentum for sure. One more. Emotions are running high. I can feel that. A lot of purple energy. You could be wearing a lot of purple maybe. And also, you know, whatever you're wearing color-wise, that is what, you know, the energy maybe you're trying to embody. For example, me, black. I feel like I've been wearing black a lot more usually. Maybe I'm in that kind of like protective energy. Purple is maybe it's being more connected to your highest self, to your crown chakra energy. And blue, what do you need to release? What do you need to be truthful about what you need to release? Confirmation. Literally as I was speaking about that throat chakra. Alrighty. This was a long reading. I don't even know how long it was. Energy is gaining momentum. Change your tune, changing frequencies, vibrations. Really, you know, changing that vibration from lower to higher, ascending to a different vibration. Focus on ascending your vibration is what I'm hearing through this gaining momentum. Emotions are running high, support. So again, what I said before, speak to your guides. Whenever you're feeling the emotions are running high, whenever you're feeling this overwhelm, you know, speak to your guides, speak to your angels. We're going to get some angel cards in a moment. So maybe angels that will be guiding you through this whole month. But just focus on that support that you do have because you're always divinely protected and guided. What do you need to release? Taking the lead. You need to release being a follower because you're not a follower and you need to take that lead. You need to be in that King of Wands energy. Being that Empress and, you know, divine masculine energy, leading with that power, leading with your strength, leading with your confidence, leading with your knowing and your inner knowing. Following the synchronicities and believing. All right, let's get you some angel cards and then we'll get charmies and dice. And then I need to finish this because I need to do another reading. All right, let's get you angels. What angels will be following you around and guiding you through this month? Just 2. Or 3. So we have number 16, number 22, and number 45. We have Rikbiel, the ruler of divine chariot. Movement. Putting you in that movement that you need to be put on. Movement, dynamic action, coordination, teleportation, and I'm seeing that with that frequencies as well. Fights and defeats chaos, removal of chaos. All right, so we have I shelter you from storms and show you how to use your Merkaba to become a chariot. Your healing energy, that healing frequency of the divine power. So smoky quartz could be a stone that you should get for this upcoming month. Full moon. And go. And the 16th of the 6th came up. So I would write that down. 22nd of the 6th could be also an important date. I would write down all the, if it was dates in June and even in August, because you got August and July as well. I would write those down to, you know, there's a reason for it. You know, I feel like those are going to be, you know, dates of confirmations, you know, to really activate that belief within you and that belief in that out of that illusion that is that matrix. You know what I mean? Not that you're still in that illusion, but there's still certain things that you're not seeing. But Nuriel, angel of hailfire and spellbinding. So subdue, you could be a little witchy poo. Subdue elements, protection, wards off evil, liberating truth, power to bind and unbind. I will cover you with fiery wings of protection and make you immune to any kind of evil that comes your way. So fire agate, several months, and no. And then we have Layahel. I think it's how she's called. Guardian of the divine light. So I feel, whenever I see this, I kind of see that justice energy, or maybe that hermit energy. I feel like that's that hermit energy, but clear, healing light, aids light workers, spiritual insight, confirmation to what I said before. They're wanting to activate you through your service. Patron of the arts and science. I hold the mirror of the soul to help you see how to come into alignment with your true inner self. Sign. Labradorite. Maybe you should get Labradorite. It's a really good. But Labradorite, instantaneous and changes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Alrighty. Let's get Charmies. Actually, you know what? I was actually thinking if I should get initials for you guys. That came to my mind for a reason when I started to do this reading. So I think I'm going to get some initials for you guys. Full names, guys. It's not really many here, but there is some here. So I haven't gotten initials in a while. So, but JISKKRDN VGHOVMCE ICAQRJHTWGGCODNCPMI SYTIRFSHXWVOMO BFSCEPI AIYUSYUMNRSQOY QOK ZCYSGJRWQJD OMUWNYIIT 1111 BUB JQUUFVVE ODQ BXGNC. So if those, so full names, first, middle, last if you have them, your persons as well. But also, you know, what you could do is actually write in a piece of paper the name. And when I'm saying, so you write that full name, yours and your person's, you're not supposed to double up letters. The amount of letters that came out should, you know, write your full name and their full name as well. Okay, so, you know, just write the full names and then start scratching off the letters that you hear me say. And if all of the letters are scratched, then this reading was for you. And if they weren't, then it's not for you, but it's okay. Don't worry. I will have other readings up later or in another moment. Or maybe you're not supposed to have a reading today. So just get Chinese. Whoa, wow, that's a lot. You're trapped in your mind. But remember, and this hasn't come out in a while, remember you can always, I don't know if you're a new collective, maybe you didn't know this, but this is you can always open that cage and free yourself. Let me see if I can do that. There you go. And free yourself and fly away. But yeah, you have courage, Leo energy, selenite, citrine. But solar plexus energy, willpower, courage, love. You have, this is, if I'm not mistaken, Jupiter energy. I can never remember what Jupiter stands for, but Jupiter energy, Pluto energy, that's the communication. If I'm not mistaken, that is a little bit of, but chaos for sure. So we have Mercury, communication, Mercury, Pluto, Jupiter, and Uranus, or Uranus, however it is that you say. Oh no, I have another one here. Whoa, that's a lot. And Neptune. Wow, you have Jupiter, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and Mercury. Wow, the planets are aligning is what I'm hearing. So initials that maybe we're missing there. We have Z, Q, Y, T, T. We have three T's. And K. So those could be those were missing. We have the Turkish eye, but protection. And also paying attention through your third eye is what I hear with this. We have 2 Fatima hands. This is also for protection. Maybe you're needing to get protection. You could be on world energy, but travel came out. So maybe you're about to travel the world. Star energy, wish upon a star, but alignment and anything that has to do with healing. Dancing it out. You have that dance. Maybe this is something you should start doing as well. You know, maybe that's part of the arts that you like, or that writing, but inner truth with that elephant. You got the baby elephant though, but paying attention to your inner truth and your wisdom, your inner wisdom. You're a baby now, but you're going to grow. Time is now. 1:55. You guys could be 111 on the clock right now. So new beginnings. But 1:55. Music could be significant. Maybe you're someone who writes songs, or maybe, you know, that's something that you've been indulging in, or you're someone who actually loves music and you have certain signs through music. You feel that there are certain signs through music, but luck is on your side. You got the 4-leaf clover, and you have 2, you know, you could read candle wax, but the flame hasn't turned off. This is my flame hasn't turned off one. But maybe something that you've been indulging in is maybe, you know, start reading candle wax or reading candles, scrying. But don't worry about the flame will always be reignited when the time is right. That's what I was hearing with that. All right, let's get important dates, birthdays. Angel numbers you might be seeing or need to look up. So we have 15th, we have 55, transformation. 50. So 1515 you could be seeing a lot in your on your clock if you have like the 24-hour one. 24th of the 5th, 24th of the 1st, 24th of the 4th, 24th of the 9th, 15th of the 9th, 15th of the 4th, 15th of the 2nd, 15th of the 5th, 15th of the 1st. 55 transformation, 44 divine masculine energy. I feel like that's what they're trying to really ignite. You have 155 as well as what I'm hearing. So you got divine masculine before and now divine feminine, 33, but 55, 555, you have 5555, massive transformation. 18th of the 3rd, 18th of the 5th, 18th of the 10th, 3rd of the 5th, 5th of the 3rd, 5th of the 10th, 10th of the 5th, 5th of the 5th, portal energy. Yeah, and I think that's done. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you all later. And yeah, be good. Bye.